Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a love oracle for today. Today is Saturday. It is June 13th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Look at Bubbles. Totally unconcerned that he's got his crotch in the air. Totally unconcerned. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. It might not. It's Love Oracle. Use your discernment. The price of Love Oracle. Friend, she's hilarious. We're going to use The Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. You can find this at kaleidodope.com. You can find this in her Etsy shop. Okay, I texted my friend to see if she was coming in for OT tomorrow, because if she was, I was going to bring her a breakfast sandwich, because I'm going in for OT. And she said, no, I'm not going. And I said, okay. I said, well, have a good weekend. And she just texted me back, and she goes, I'm cleaning out my closet again. And she just said that she has like 40 work shirts that she's tossing because they have holes, they're dirty, they're too big. She cracks me up because last year I bought myself a bunch of shirts online at our website. I was going to say what it was. You guys already know what it was because you guys have seen my shirt. Some of you have probably seen my shirt. I just don't want to say it out loud. And I think I bought her one or two shirts, maybe. I offered to buy her shirt. They're only like $8 a piece, which is not bad. And you can get them with our logo on the side instead of the front, which is nice for me because then I can wear them while I'm doing this and I don't feel weird about it. And I bought like 4 or 6 for my other friend that works there. And then they did the cancer shirts last year because they do them every year. So I bought a bunch of those for a bunch of different people. But I offered to buy her shirts and she's like, no, I have shirts. And now she's literally telling me she's throwing out like 40 shirts. I did too. The reason why I bought new shirts was because I went from a 3X to an XL. Now I'm at a large. And probably by the end of the summer, I'll be in a medium. And by fall, I'll probably be cruising towards small, maybe. I don't know. But, and their sizes, they're like unisex. So their large is probably technically like an extra large. You know what I mean? Their medium is probably a large. Their small is probably a medium. You know what I'm saying? But I donated. I donated my shirts, even though they're work shirts. I still donated them because I felt like, if somebody could use a shirt, somebody can use a shirt. We got 2 on the table. Hey, baby. Oh. Somebody's no contact with a divine counterpart? Like a soulmate? Yeah. Okay, we got it twice. Some type of no contact separation. All right, calm down, cards. I gotta look at those because those might have been. They might have fallen back into place upside down. I just want to make sure. No, I think they're okay. So I don't know if I told this story this morning in affirmations. I don't think I did. But last night, something crazy kind of happened. I went outside at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, not between 9, 10 o'clock at night. I want to say between 9, 9:30, because it was getting dark on the one side of the building, but you could still see the sun going down to the west. So I went out on my deck. I have like all the little twinkle lights, and I just wanted to see if I could see the moon, which I could not. But I was standing out there looking at the stars, and I heard my neighbor outside go inside and turn off their outside light. And then I heard rustling in the bushes, and I thought, okay, was one of the other, because it's 2 guys that live downstairs. I'm like with one of the other guys out, like outside, and I hear somebody walking and I can't see them. And then all of a sudden, like they come out from behind the tree because all the leaves like come out like crazy on the branches. And he comes out from behind, it's a man. He comes out from behind the tree and he's standing there, and there's enough light for me to see him. He has shorts on. I don't think he had shoes on. He didn't have a shirt on. And he's staring at me, and I'm trying to pretend like I'm looking at the stars in the sky. And then I finally, after like maybe 30, 40 seconds, I looked down and I said, I said, "Are you lost, little boy?" Because it was creepy. And I'm sure if it was anyone else but me, like somebody would have freaked the fuck out. Like, like, what the fuck are you doing down there? I don't react that way anymore, because like nothing surprises me. And even though like I knew it was creepy, like I thought, fuck this. I had one of those thoughts go through my head. I don't know if you guys ever watched 28 Days Later, 28 Years Later, 28 Weeks Later, whatever. 28 Days Later, the zombies were fast. They would like stand there, but when they like saw or heard other people like moving, they would like freaking run. World War Z too with Brad Pitt, like the zombies were fast. And I just, in my head, as I saw him standing down there, but I was trying to like pretend like I didn't, I was picturing him running like a friggin' zombie towards my deck and like jumping on and trying to like grab me. Like I could picture that in my head. And the funny thing is, I didn't even really feel anything. And that's when I looked down at him and I said, "Are you lost, little boy?" And he's kind of stammers for a second. And he goes, "Oh, I'm just looking for my dog. I think my dog ran through here. He's a little white, brown dog." And he's like, "Have you seen a dog?" And I said, "No, I just came out here like a minute ago to look at the stars and the moon." I said, "I have not seen a dog come through here." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm just going to go that way." The funny thing is he was just going to stand there and watch me, y'all. He was just going to stand there and watch me. And I was tempted to just go in and not say anything, but then I thought, no, I'm going to say something. I'm going to call this mofo out. Like, what are you doing down there? Like, you like half naked, no less. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. I have weird shit happen all the time. We got 4 on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. And he had an accent. I couldn't tell, like, I think Spanish. I think Hispanic, but I couldn't really tell. And he was kind of short, kind of like a little guy. Maybe like 5'5", maybe. It's kind of funny because I also had this immediate thought that it was the ex, the one that has the girlfriend in Michigan. I was like, is he out there running around in my yard? Oh my gosh. That's like I came home yesterday from work, last shuffle, 5 on the table, and all my lights were on. And at first I was standing there in my living room. I just came in and closed the front door. And I was like, was he standing outside with the remote again? Turning my lights on. And then when I went into the kitchen, I saw the stove was blinking. So I was like, oh, the power went out and came back on. The ex, the guy with the girlfriend in Michigan, he's the one that installed my bedroom fans. And the original owner had fans and replaced them with those nipple lights, but left them on the fan. So like when I moved in, there was a remote for the light, right? It used to be a fan. He didn't switch out the stuff. He just added the light, plugged it in, and used the remote to turn it on. So when I met the guy, I had him take the nipple lights off and put the fans in, which he did. He took the old remotes and left, and I took the new remotes for the fans. The thing is the old remotes would still work because there's the old thing in there. There's still the old thing in there. So he took the old remotes and supposedly threw them away. And I always had it in the back of my mind that he kept those remotes and was driving by my place and turning them on just to fuck with me. Was he doing that? I don't know. Would I be shocked if he was? No. We got 6 on the table with bottom of the deck. We've got contract. We keep getting this, you guys. We got separation. And if it's not the same, it's very similar energy. Detachment, fate, trapped, and bottom of the deck, healing. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. 2 people could both be healing from this. 1 person could be healing, just healing in general. Take how it resonates. This is some type of soul contract. Soulmates, divine counterparts. You could say twin flame, but y'all know how I feel about twin flames. I don't know why anybody would think it's a flex to say, oh, I got with my twin flame. Yeah, congratulations. That's just my personal feeling. Y'all love a twin flame, good for you. Fabulous. It's here twice, separation, detachment. With the healing card, the fate and the healing card, it gives me that whatever this is, this was meant to happen. Like 2 people were meant to meet. Whether you actually came together before or not, there was meant to be some type of period where the 2 of you are not together. Where 2 people are just not together. It was fated. It was destined that way. That's part of the contract. Both people, right? You and this other person could feel trapped, or one of you does. So either you're both healing or one of you is healing. Everybody's healing, but somebody could be healing from something outside of this connection. And that's why there's a delay in this actually coming to fruition. Because one person is healing from something. And it doesn't have to be another person. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. Somebody could have experienced some type of loss. Family, friend, job, pet. Anything really. Loss of a home. Did I talk about it yesterday or not? There was a fire in California, and our company lost one of our warehouses out in California. It burned to the ground. Thankfully, everybody got out okay. But they're going to redistribute all the work that building did, that warehouse did, to other warehouses in California. And because we are one of the bigger warehouses in the country, we might see some overflow of that and actually have to work more overtime. Which I don't really, I don't mind the overtime. It gets tiring for sure, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Like, we deal in medical supply. People need medical supplies. Hospitals, schools, businesses, ERs, all that kind of stuff. Doctors' offices, everybody needs medical supplies. People at home, we do a lot of home care type stuff. So, spring, summer, fall is technically like our busiest time, This is the time to rake in overtime when you want it. And then in the winter, when there isn't any, you have your nuts squirreled away. Anyway, I was just referencing that because it's a loss. It's not just a loss to the company, but all those people, I was told, I don't know for sure, it's not 100% sure, but apparently the warehouse was kind of like in the middle of nowhere, like they employed like a whole small town kind of thing. People probably are not going to want to commute to the next warehouse, which could be, 100 miles away. So they're pretty sure that they're going to basically furlough everybody, and everybody's going to go on unemployment. unless they want to travel. I'm sure they will be offered options. I'm sure. Um, and like our boss said, they're probably gonna try and find a space to rent to get it going, to try and get as much business back there as they can while they think about rebuilding, you know? I know it took like ours, I guess our warehouse is just slightly smaller than the one that burned down, or slightly larger, I should say, than the one that burned down. And I want to say it took like a year and a half ish, a little bit more, to build it. And I can only imagine like how long it took for the plans, you know? Now, that being said, they already built it and have plans. So if they just wanted to rebuild the same thing, they could. Um, they could probably, I mean, I don't know how long that takes for like the investigation for the fire and all that, but I'm assuming they could probably start rebuilding fairly quickly. But again, you're still looking at like probably a year and a half to 2 years of rebuilding, and all those people are going to be out of jobs. Our warehouse employs, I want to say, like over 900 total. So if theirs was just slightly smaller, I mean, you got to figure about the same, you know? It's horrible. Loss is loss. And I feel bad for our company because they lost tons of product. That's to the ticker. That hurts, That's medical supplies. But you got to feel bad for the people. I mean, what the fuck are they going to do? Unemployment is unemployment, It's not all your pay. So it sucks. It really sucks. But yeah, somebody might be going through some kind of loss, kind of trapped like in a healing cycle. Maybe just getting hit with something, oh, getting hit with a loss, getting hit with, having to spend money on stupid shit that, anything, like let's, and this is just an example because I hate putting the energy out there, but like, maybe somebody loses a grandparent and then somebody's car breaks down and then somebody has to buy a fridge for their home and then somebody's pet runs away, and it's just like it's life, like things happen, you think, oh, this happened, now everything's going to be okay, and it is for a minute, and then something else happens. Like that's typically how it is. I don't know that it's necessarily like somebody receiving karma. Um, it's just somebody's life, and I guess. And it's kind of funny because you can look at this and you could say, okay, somebody has healed like half the way, or you could say this is two different people, and one is healed. I hate saying that, and one is not. Like one's working on it, and one is more more far along. It's kind of funny too because when these two cards come out together, like the key and the lock, like the key for the lock, because I don't think it's like a lost connection. I think it's going to come back around. It's just going to take time. Hmm. This could even be okay. So I'm picturing something in my head. So this could even be people technically that still don't know each other. Because I'm picturing somebody like I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do like bus stations. They would have lockers, and people would pay for the locker and store stuff in there and leave it there for like days, weeks, months at a time. Used to. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know there's what bus stations look like anymore. Um, and I'm talking about buses like where you travel like from Cincinnati to Chicago or Chicago to Pennsylvania. You know what I mean? I'm picturing somebody like running around with a key, being like, "Oh shit, I forgot which lock this was for," and running around and trying all these locks on all these different lockers, and then finding the actual lock and being like, "Huzzah!" You know. So maybe these two people don't even know each other yet, and like somebody's gonna be the key. They're gonna come around and meet this person, and they're gonna wake them up. And the one that wakes them up is the one that's healing already, and the one that's being woken up is the one that's going to heal. Or they have been healing, like they've been in a period of healing. Interesting. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed my stories about the half naked man in the burned building. Happy Saturday. I'll talk to you later. Bye.